Hey good people, and welcome back to the channel. It's Friday, and in a few moments, you're going to hear my thoughts and feelings on the Part 1 reunion of Ready to Love Potomac. Yes folks, the worst season in Ready to Love history is almost over, and for the purposes of this video, I'm going to give you my Cliff Note recap of what happened, along with my thoughts on what transpired. So without any further delay, let's jump right in. I'll come out and say that the first 10 minutes of this reunion was pretty much fluff. We first look at all the sexual innuendos that were made from several cast members. Of course, the comments about Tori tickling, touching, teasing, and tasting a woman's kidneys came up, and Tori was given a chance to explain his comments, but I don't think that his reasoning helped provide clarity to anyone wondering how a brother could touch a lady's kidneys with his Johnson. I think a more suitable term would have been pickle tickle. Also, within the first 10 minutes of this episode, the cast members who were considered new additions to the show through the blind date process were given an opportunity to reflect on their experience, which in my opinion was a waste of time. We go to commercial break, and when we come back, we get to talk about the infamous Truth or Dare game. We get to see some never before seen footage of Wiley being dared to slow dance on the person who he was feeling the most, and he picked Tina. She looked a little embarrassed when we saw this, but then we get to see a replay of Sabrina nibbling on Demetrius's ear and Tori's soul leaving his body as a result. Sabrina explained that her and Demetrius were talking off camera and Demetrius challenged her to match his energy. And that's exactly what Sabrina did. The problem is that everyone, including Demetrius, thought that she was feeling Tori more, so that when the scene played out, it caught everybody off guard. This causes Sabrina to get defensive and try to blame Joy for instigating the situation. Joy then comes ready to address the situation by reminding Sabrina of how smitten she was for Tori during the last ladies' lounge. In my opinion, Sabrina continues to prove that she's self-centered and a master manipulator with everything that continues to come out about her. We go to commercial break, and then we spend a brief period of time reflecting on Carmen and Donovan's connection. Carmen then shares that things started to change with her and Paul when they were at the retreat, and Paul held back while Donovan stepped up. Paul was given a chance to respond to that, and he agrees that he held back because he had some unresolved questions with his connections, and the camera then points to Tina, but we don't get any resolution to that. We then go back to commercial break, and then when we come back, we address the Eric and Dakiya situation. Now, if you've been following this drama between these two for the past month, then this scene really didn't offer any new information as to what happened. However, we do get to hear Dakiya acknowledge that Eric wasn't a bad guy and that he may have misread the situation. And I think that this is important because when the news first broke out, the situation was described as an assault and Eric was painted as a predator. But words are exchanged between Eric and Dakiya because she accused Eric and his friends of demeaning her character when she first expressed her level of discomfort about the matter. Luckily, before we go too far down the rabbit hole, Nephew Tommy interjects and nips it in the bud. We go to another commercial break, and when we come back, we get another segment centered around Sabrina and her connections with Donovan, Demetrius, and Tori. During the scene, Sabrina and Donovan have words because she accuses him of having not moved on from his divorce, and she also claims that he told her that if he came earlier in the process, then he would have chosen Joy. Between Sabrina's comments here and how she failed to tell Demetrius that she and Donovan kissed off camera while telling Demetrius that he was her number one, it's clear that Sabrina was on the show to play the game and got too comfortable before ultimately getting exposed. Now, after the last commercial break, Laverne gets an opportunity to address his time on the show. There's a discussion about whether or not Laverne is cocky or confident, and then we get into a 5-minute discussion about Laverne getting eliminated. Ace then reveals that she and Laverne tried to talk off camera, but Laverne messed up their connection. And part 1 of the reunion ends with Laverne and Precious getting into an argument over the information that was related to the group of women that conspired to get Laverne eliminated. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I will give the reunion a solid 3. I don't feel like I learned anything that hasn't been already said from the rumors or the interviews from cast members that were given over the past several weeks. Furthermore, I felt some type of way that Tina, Tiffany, and Fernando didn't get any time to discuss their experience on the show. But next week, I'll be posting my Part 2 reunion review, and I'll be officially done with this season. But this marks the end of my review. If you have any questions or comments about the episode or the review, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to reply to each and every comment. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.